Welcome back, investors, to the Investing with Our YouTube channel, and Happy New Year to everyone. And hopefully, this year will be a great one for the stock market. Now, over to the portfolio. So, the portfolio has had a good start to the year. If you look at January the 1st, we were at 130,182, and we're currently on 131,643. Overall, it was a loss for the week, but the market was closed for a lot of that, so can't really fully count that. But it has been a good start to the year. So if we look at overall, the portfolio was up just over £10,500 for the last year. At one point, we were up almost £22,000, but there was a bit of volatility at the end of the year as I included some volatile stocks to the portfolio, which should pay off in the longer run. As you know, from investing, a lot of it is patience and having the gut just to hold on. If you look at my pie, which quite a few of you copy, because it didn't have some of the high beta stocks such as your IRNs, your BMNR, HIMS, it did actually outperform the S&P 500 by almost 3%. And it was up 18.7% for the year overall. That just goes to show that sometimes when you try and get those stocks that have the big results, then it can naturally increase the volatility within your portfolio and it can cause some losses. But I have high hopes with those stocks that I did buy, and hopefully this year we will see a recovery of those. And if we look at the weekly profit and loss chart, we can see that a couple of those, namely BMNR, which was up 11% last week, and IRN, which was up just over 6.5% last week. Hopefully we're seeing a recovery of some of those stocks. And even though the end of the year wasn't as strong for me, and going from my heights of over 20% to just under 10%, that we'll see a decent first 6 months of the year for the portfolio. Overall, we see there's more red than green because we were down just under 0.3% for the week, but not major losses actually, other than Tesla, which was down 7%. Most are under 3%. So, as mentioned, it's been a good start. Hopefully it continues that way. If we look at the dividend portfolio, we see that we end the year at just over 1.5K as I moved out from a lot of my dividend holdings to focus a bit more on growth. Now, a lot of people are saying that there's going to be a bit more volatility this year for the market. So there might be a chance where I add a few more dividend stocks back just for that stability within the portfolio. But overall, we finished at £1,500 and we had £179 for December in terms of dividends, and they came from the following stocks. So we had Visa with £11.75, KLA with £1.14, Microsoft at £10.29, Google at £10.88, United Health at £26.44, Meta at £7.44, the big dividend payer within my portfolio, IMB, at £102.34, and Broadcom at £9.15. Now, if you're liking the clarity and visibility on my portfolio and the honesty, then please subscribe, give the video a like so other people can see it, and follow me on my journey for the rest of the year. Now, if we look at the portfolio, nothing has changed. I haven't sold anything recently. Google still remains my biggest holding, and a very good year it had, and we're currently up just over 80%. Meta is my second biggest holding, along with Robinhood, who are both over the 5-figure mark in terms of overall value. Hopefully these two will have a strong recovery next year, especially Meta, which had a big drop due to a tax charge and nothing else. IMB up 73%. Then we've got the biggest performer of my portfolio, which is Carnival PLC, the cruise line operator. Visa, MasterCard up next. Hopefully they have good, solid growth, especially in the first quarter as the market digests the Christmas spending time, which is normally a good time for payment providers. Nvidia up just under 70%. Microsoft at just under 20%. Tesla, which has had a very solid performance this year, we're up just under 100% as of now. Broadcom, a quiet superstar, outperforming Nvidia in the semiconductor space. No easy task, up just under 76%. Then we got the two insurance companies, United Health and Oscar Health, with hopefully a bit more clarity on the healthcare acts. These ones should recover as well. Then we've got Amazon, which hopefully will be coiling up for a good year because it was the worst performer out of the Mag 7 last year at just under 18%. Then we got the volatility that I mentioned within the portfolio earlier. Ones that hopefully will recover, that includes Grab, IREN, BM&R, HIMS. Now within that, we've got Centrica, which is a strong, solid dividend payer UK company, up just over 55%. Then we go back to the Mag 7 with Apple, a smaller holding of mine, up 35%. Costco at 5% up. And then you've got ASML and KLA up 36% and 50% respectively. So just a quick update for the beginning of the year. Hopefully we have a good solid year this year, and the portfolio is starting off at 131,643. Thank you for joining me on this video, and I'll see you on the next one.